So Colton Miller is going to miss several weeks with a high ankle sprain, and we did have Stone Forsythe come in for him at the end of that game, so he may be the replacement for him. However, we also have Charles Grant, who is listed as the left tackle. He is the rookie that we drafted in the third round of the 2025 NFL Draft. And the offensive line woes are going to continue because without Colton Miller out there, we're going to have a hard time moving the pile. Now, we'll see what Charles Grant can do. He is just a rookie, but we drafted him for a reason. The coaching staff seen some good in him, so I'm kind of hopeful. I don't know about Stone. I think, he's a decent backup. He's got some, veteran to him a little bit, but I would say just, at this point, go with Charles Grant and see what we're going to get out of him. Just because this offensive line is absolutely terrible. Yes, they did play better yesterday, and a big part of that is because you had JPJ in there. The Raiders without JPJ are absolutely terrible on the offensive line, and once you put him in there, whether he's a guard or center, it is a major upgrade over Alex Kappa or Jordan Meredith. Now, Jordan Meredith is the key reason why Ashton Genty got that fumble, because he completely whiffed on his block of the nose tackle, and the nose tackle just came free. And when you have a dude over 300 pounds against Ashton Genty, that is just insane. And then he gets hit a second time, the ball pops out. I don't blame that one on Ashton Genty. Yes, he needs to hold on to the ball, but when he's actually getting the ball put into his hands and he has a nose tackle in his face, that's kind of hard for anybody. So I'm not blaming his first fumble on him. I think that was all on Jordan Meredith. Jordan Meredith just did not do a good job. Did not do his job. It's not that he didn't do a good job. He did not do his job. However, that being said, Ashton Genty showed everybody in all of the talking heads out there that he is the real deal. He is for real. He was worth a 6th overall draft pick. The only issue has been in the first couple of weeks is, one, he wasn't getting enough touches, and two, the offensive line was just terrible and was not opening up any creases for him. But once you open up some creases, he can absolutely fly and get down the line. He had a 64-yard touchdown. He was able to get through the line, and once he's through the line, now he's looking at safeties and corners. Those dudes can't bring him down. Also, I'm loving what Chip Kelly was able to do, and I think that, learning from yesterday's game, as tough as it was to lose that game on a blocked field goal, there's something that Chip Kelly, I think, needs to incorporate more. One, Ashton Genty got the most carries he's had all season at 23. He had 138 yards on the ground. 3 touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground with that massive 64-yard run. But they were getting him out in space, and it was very effective. On the 2 catches that he had, both resulted in touchdowns. We need to use more of that. They need to go back into the well and do some more running back screens, as well as these designed running back passes where you're getting him away from the line of scrimmage. You're getting him away from the big guys. And now all he has to do is defeat a safety or a linebacker or a corner, and he's going to absolutely tear them up. Sorry, I got allergies right now. So, a little bit rough today. But it's not rough, man. As we're talking about all this, we're going to get into Max Crosby here in a second as well. And I want to clarify some things about my video yesterday. But first, I want to say thank you so much to Box House for being a big-time sponsor of the Raider D podcast. I've talked about them for months now. Guys, they are absolutely the best in the business when it comes to tiny homes and ADUs. If you're looking into getting a tiny home, if you cannot afford a 3,000 square foot home anymore, or you want to downsize and save some money in this terrible, terrible economy that we are going into, Box House is definitely the way to go. They'll deliver it anywhere in the country. They have the best customer service, best prices, best product, and I cannot rave about them enough. So go and check them out today. Link is down in the description and phone number is right here on the screen. Let's talk about Max Crosby in my video yesterday. Yesterday, I was venting. I was so upset that the Raiders lost that game by 1 point to the Chicago Bears. That's a game we should have won. They are not a good team, okay? And 4 turnovers is the reason why we lost that game. 3 of them being from Geno Smith, and we'll talk about that here in a second as well. But I said yesterday in my video that we should just trade Max Crosby to a good team out of respect for him, because he's wasting his talent with the Raiders. If we cannot put it together after all of these years of him being one of the best defensive ends, if not the best defensive end in football, and look at the way that he played yesterday, he was absolutely outstanding. The Raiders could easily get 3 first-round draft picks for him, no doubt about it. Send him over to a better team that has a better chance of winning, as long as they're outside of the AFC West. And then, it also frees up a bunch of salary cap for the Raiders. The reason why I said that is because I'm venting. I am so upset with the Raiders and how they've been incapable of winning games that we're supposed to win. We have yet to win a home game with our new head coach, Pete Carroll. And it's really getting a bit out of hand. I think the stubbornness of Pete Carroll with some things is kind of getting in the way. And I'm kind of wondering, did he not learn anything from Seattle when he got demoted and then basically pushed out of the head coaching job? He said he learned a lot. He reflected a lot and he learned a lot. But it doesn't seem like that's the case right now. Now, that's why I vented out and said we should just trade Max Crosby out of respect for him. Not because I want to lose Max Crosby. I'm Max Crosby's biggest fan. But at the same time, if the Raiders aren't going to put it together and we're not going to keep Jacoby Myers and we lose another game, at that point, we're out of the playoffs, guys. Our statistical ability to make the playoffs right now is already really bad. We're down under the 20 percentile. If we lose another game, we're down to like 10% chance of making the playoffs, statistically. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't. I mean, the miracles can happen. We can get it all together and start flying. That is true. Ashton Genty was flying yesterday. If we could just get Geno Smith to stop throwing interceptions, we have chances to win games. The secondary is still bad, though. But again, if we lose another game, that's what I'm saying, then you know what? Out of respect for Max, send him to a team that actually has it all together, a winning organization, and let him go and have a Hall of Fame career and win some Super Bowls, because he's just not going to get it with the Raiders, and we're wasting this guy's life. Also, same thing with Jacoby Myers. Get a bunch of draft picks, load up, and then go into the next couple of years with a bunch of first-round draft picks. Draft smartly, draft the quarterback, draft offensive line. That is incredibly important. And draft a corner, because right now we don't have a corner that can stop anything. Do I feel that way this morning? Yes and no. I do, because if we lose this week against the Colts, we're basically not making the playoffs, guys. Just our season's pretty much over. But at the same time, it would break my heart to see Max Crosby not in the silver and black. Same thing with Jacoby Myers. I think we should have extended him. I don't know why we haven't, but it is what it is. I think the Raiders are counting on Jack Besh to become his replacement, and I think that the Raiders are counting on the draft in the next couple of years to really upgrade that wide receiver room as well. But they had better upgrade that offensive line. Now, Geno Smith, let's talk about him real quick. Geno Smith is leading the NFL in interceptions. I do know that the way that Geno Smith plays the game, he's going to take risks. And he's had really good receivers in Seattle, and that has allowed him to take those risks. I don't think our wide receiver core right now is in a position to be doing that. Dante Thornton Jr. has had some explosive plays, but he's had some plays where, he's allowed interceptions to happen. He didn't really go up and fight for the ball. And he's not breaking away from anybody. And, these soft coverages are quickly tightening up on him. So I think Geno Smith is going to be okay. And here's why. I think Geno Smith realized after yesterday's game, he absolutely cost us the game. He said it in the press conference. This is all on me. I've got to play better. These guys worked their butts off and I cost us the game. I think what you're going to see out of Geno, I think what you're going to see out of Chip Kelly is you're going to see a higher dosage of Ashton Genty. You're going to see a higher dosage of shorter passes, of more safer passes. Because at the end of the day, if you turn the ball over 4 times in a game, you're not going to win. It's just very unlikely. And the fact that we were even in that game after 4 turnovers is absolutely crazy. And a large part of that is due to Max Crosby getting his turnover that he was able to get, batting the ball up and making his own interception, his first in his career. So the fact that we were even in that game says a lot about how the defense played. And our defense, despite the secondary being really soft, our defense has actually played very well all 4 games except for, 3 out of the 4 games. We really kind of didn't do as good of a job with Washington. I think Geno Smith's going to be okay. I don't think we pull the plug on Geno Smith just yet. I don't think we go Kenny Pickett. Listen, Kenny Pickett is not good. I'm telling you right now, he is not good. That's why the Raiders got him for nothing. He is not a good quarterback. Okay, you want to talk about turnovers? Kenny Pickett will throw you 3 or 4 turnovers or interceptions every single game. So I think Geno Smith's going to be okay because I think he's a matured veteran. I think he realizes what's going on. I think he's going to make the adjustments going into the Colts game. I don't expect to see him throwing a bunch of dangerous balls. I think you're going to see him be a little bit more cautious and throw the safer balls. We'll see what happens. I could be wrong, but I think that that's what's going to happen. Drop your comments down below. Let me know how you guys feel about yesterday's game and what the Raiders need to do to fix things moving forward. And should JPJ take over for Meredith because he's just not good.